All right. So we have the long series of videos with each country in GeoGuessr. So we go to Explorer mode and zoom in. And oh no! It's not on the map. So we have to just scroll down here, and there it is. All right. So we'll just adjust the window a bit. Okay, and all right. So yeah. Yeah, this is what Luxembourg looks like. There's plenty of uh, locations. Let's see, is that a Luxembourg flag or not? I don't remember it looking like that, but I don't remember their. It's not like I know what a Luxembourg flag looks like. I almost want to say it's like Wales or something. Okay. Um, so yeah, it looks not surprisingly kind of like France or Belgium does. Yeah, nice. Nice building there. Okay, so it looks like we're in a small town, but okay, that makes more sense. Okay, that's okay, that's the flag there. Okay, mirror. All right, so if we didn't already know where we were, okay, that's kind of a standard European crosswalk sign, right? Five of the ticks there. Okay, so generally, what you find here in terms of language is, well, you do see either, French or German in Luxembourg. Um, okay, and you can see here that on the sign here, you can see Concessionnaire officiel du service des enterrements de la ville de Dudelange. Okay, so this is at the end of the city of Dudelange, um, a town which starts with Dude. Okay, and yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah, it's around the sort of size that you might expect for this. Okay, there's a .lu domain name, and there's looks like it's plus 358 or something at the beginning. This is one of the few cases where phone numbers actually do have the international dialing code on them, probably because of the small size of the country. Um, yeah, and so we were in Dudelange, and that we had a error of 529 meters. And you'll notice with the small size of the map, 529 meters gives us a deduction of 271 points. So, um, the scoring on a map like this can be kind of brutal. Okay, so we look here. We have Lilleger stuff. Okay, there's the crosswalk sign again. Um, yeah, interesting street sign. It looks like we're in Buenos Aires or something. Not what you usually see in Europe. Um, okay, again here. Okay, this is an interesting sign. Here we have Soltwe Kreuzstrudus or something like that. This is not German. This is Luxembourg language, which is something basically like German. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Little shrine here. Um, very Catholic looking, which I think in general is what they have in Luxembourg, right? I think it's not a Protestant country. Um, okay, that we have. Yeah, here again, French on the sign. Sortie pompier. That's exit for firefighters. Um, yeah, there's another little shrine. Um, yeah, the church. Yeah. Again, looks very much like France or Belgium. Uh, presumably Catholic. I don't know for sure, but like that's okay. So, can we find anything that tells us where we are other than, of course, that we are in Luxembourg? Um, yeah. So there's the bollard here, or at least the right side bollard. Again, yeah, that we have these street signs. I don't know if they're necessarily national or not, but they're tall and not very long. As I said, they look, sort of like South American street signs, like in Buenos Aires or Montevideo, except that, in a South American country, there's these things. I think they don't have rounded corners like that. Um, all right. So as you've seen, like from these streams, often I don't bother guessing. That there's more of just a discussion of the location. Um, okay, yeah. So this is the kind of appearance that rural Luxembourg has. It's actually surprisingly hilly. This is Luxembourg is located in the area of hills known as the Ardennes. In which is in Belgium and France. And the nearby part of Germany, I think that is hilly too, but the term Ardennes is not used in Germany. I think to refer to that area. Okay, let's go back there. That's important. Okay, so here we've got a Born. Okay, um, the French Borns are red on top. These are yellow, and that might be that's either a distance or maybe a route number on there. It looks like it's maybe a two, but I can't really tell. Um, let's see if I can get a view of that thing. Not really. Okay, also you can see the number was on the other side telling us that this is a right-hand drive country. Um, I don't think I've ever seen a board that looks like that in a left-hand drive country, but okay. So yeah, so here's the bollards again, yeah, so it looks like we've got this on the right side and this on the left. Um, this seems to be a thing with bollards is that often you see this where there's a line on one side and two dots on the other side. I think I've seen uh, ones with the two dots horizontally in a different country. I think maybe it was Finland, but I'm not a bollard expert. Um, Okay, so there's the chevrons. We have black and yellow. Okay, so I'm not really sure, of location from what we've seen here. Um, it's sort of, hardwood deciduous forest, not particularly north or south looking. Um, for, um, you know, I guess also here you can see in the fall coverage, um, that it's not very northern because you have the reddish fall foliage. Um, in northern forests they tend to be mostly conifers and birches, and so the fall foliage is more that you have green from the conifers, and then the rest of the trees are yellow, and usually a fairly bright yellow. But that appearance there, with sort of yellows and reds, that's more of a typical temperate forest appearance. Okay, we have Hamhof. Okay, these yellow signs I've seen before. Like those are uh, characteristic of the country. We have canola or sunflowers here. I'm not close enough to see what it is. Given the climate in the area, I would suspect sunflowers. Um, yeah, that's what that is. Looks like. Um, yeah, European electrical equipment. Interesting poll here, by the way. Okay, so you can see, it's not North America. The transformers are not cans. Um, by which I mean, circular cans. Like, okay, um, yeah, we've got. No, for a second I thought that was a board, but that's just a electrical cabinet of some kind. It looks like. Okay, so we've come to the end of the road. I'll just return to start this time. Let's see. This is the only clue that we've had. Is Seitert and Hamhof. Also, notice here a umlaut I looks very non-German. That's an indicator that the language is unusual. Um, okay, if we go this way, that's a rather French-looking sign there, right? Um, if we saw the typeface, we would probably be able to rule out France for that sign, but I don't think we can really get. Okay, there's a village over there, but we have 46 seconds left. So, yeah, I should have just looked in all directions at the beginning, and then I would have known to go this way. Okay, yeah, that's an interesting chevron there. Blue and yellow. Maybe we're actually walking over the boundary of the country. Um, oh, there's that flag again. Maybe that is a. Oh, yeah, I think I see what it is here. There's this flag, and there's this flag. Um, I think this is a Luxembourg flag. Um, do they have Luxembourg regional flags? And when we saw it before, we were in Dudelang. Oh, yeah, probably that's not a regional flag because remember before we saw it in Dudelange, but that we were actually at the other end of Luxembourg, near the German border. Um, here, um, yeah, we must have been walking toward into this Berdorf. Um, yeah, so in the other direction, that road goes. Oh yeah, there, Hamhof. We saw the sign for here, Hamhofer Okay, notice here it's not Strasse like German would be. Um, that that so the that here again, um, Luxembourg language. You know, even most of the signs in Luxembourg are not in it. Right? That the commercial signage tends to be, as we saw, German or French. Okay. Um, let's see. Publicité Benoit. Zeitkratzer. There's German. Yeah, I don't know if there's any particular pattern as to where you find French and where you find German in Luxembourg. That's something that we might want to look for. We have Grund, Pfaffenthal, Klausen. I think those are places in town, more likely. Uh, yeah, yeah. So there again, we had a short street sign, but that one did not. That one did not look like we were in Buenos Aires or Montevideo. Definitely. Okay, here we have Diekirch is a place, right? That's up up here, I think. Yeah, there's Diekirch. Um, kind of small for the appearance here. My first thought was that this is actually Luxembourg City itself. Um, let's see, Trier is that way. Let's see, E44, E29. Um, yeah, I'm thinking maybe we're not. Yeah, see, E29 is all the way over here, which makes me think more that we are not in Diekirch. We are in. Hmm. Police Grand Ducal. Okay, here Grand Ducal would tell us that we're in Luxembourg because it's the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. Um, right. Uh, Plateau de Kirchberg, Centre. Okay, again here we have French signs. Um, yeah, the signs here, I these look like the Belgian signs, if I remember correctly. Yeah, here you can see German and French on a sign, which definitely tells you that you're in Luxembourg. Um, Here, Cycliste in French and Radfahrer in German. Um, yeah, so I'm thinking this has to be Luxembourg City. I remember there's also a river with a down in a down in a valley like that, fairly far down. Um, Again, Luxembourg is actually a fairly hilly country. That's why you have that kind of appearance. Yeah, so the river here is the Alzette, and that I mostly knew that place name because of the second largest town in Luxembourg is Esch-sur-Alzette here. Oh, hi. I forgot. Yeah, it looks like I have viewers. All right. Uh, yeah, Luxembourg has only one airport. Yeah, that's true. If there's signs for an airport, that where else would we be, right? All right. So, uh, these things are not often very high scoring, and here, of course, I got 10,754 points on only four guesses. Um, but you can see with the small size of the country, it's fairly difficult to get a high score actually. Mostly if you're doing that, you're close to 5K'ing everything. You have some idea which town you're in, which is manageable. I think I may actually, I think I do actually have a gold on this, although I'd have to look for sure. Wait, actually, I can. look at Explorer mode. Yeah, that. So down here, what did I have? Yeah, I actually do have a gold in Luxembourg, and but to do that, I think basically you have to be within a few kilometers on everything, which is doable. All right, so I guess we can do another one. I typically do 3 games, although I don't necessarily on small countries, which this, yeah, I would say this qualifies as a small country. Um, but yeah, so we have this yeah, again here Belgian looking signs. Um, yeah, this you'll see here Nicolas Petit, architect de la ville. Oh, yeah, I've seen these before, and I'm not really sure what they are. That you have H200, which might be a designation for the road, but I haven't seen anything that looks like that on the map. Um, okay, we have Sector BA. Hmm. Yeah, and then here again we have French on the sign. That it does appear from what we've seen so far that French is more common than German. Um, okay, yeah, there's that flag again. Um, hmm. Let's see if there's anything on there. Language enterprises. Okay. Nope. Um, hmm. Okay, we have guidage dynamique des parking. Okay, Ville de Luxembourg on here. So there we are again in the city. That should have been considered likely just from the fact that we're in a serious urban area. You can see from the buildings here. Although here Arlon 257 is Arlon is the name of a town, but here it must be the street address of this building under construction. Um, let's see if I can remember where Arlon is. That might be a clue as to. That's right, Arlon is over here. Okay, so let's see, is there a big road with that name? Let's see, it's east-west. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, Route d'Arlon. Okay, so no street numbers here. Um, okay. Um, yeah, well, we got 493 meters off. Again, kind of brutal scoring because of the small size of the country. Okay. We've got wine. Wine as far as the eye can see. Okay. Um, yeah, so this, again, we can't be very far north in Europe because of the wine. If we didn't know that it was Luxembourg already, we'd already suspect that, that it um, might be. I find that the northern limit of wine in Europe tends to be close to the southern edge of the European Great Plain. So the that it's south of the line about from Brussels, through like Köln and Dresden. Um, you know, and yeah, and if you see a vineyard that looks like that, again, what I said about typical temperate deciduous forest. You can see there's some reds in here. Um, that in North America you sort of see more bright reddish colors than this, often in the fall coverage. Although, I mean, there's that. I mean, that's probably has blossoms left on it, right? Um, because that's another thing to keep in mind with a tree in the distance is sometimes you get some colors with blossoms. There's what comes to mind with that is that in Brazil there's a tree called an ipe which has very brilliantly yellow or red blossoms on it. There are two types. There's rojo and ipe amarelo, um, which have those two colors. Um, but yeah, and you can see here we've walked off of the edge of the fall coverage into the this is maybe more like May or like early in the late spring, early summer coverage. Um, okay, CR 151. Yeah, Luxembourg does have road numbers that look like that. Um, and that they're also fairly straightforward as to which part of the country they're in. So, 151. Um, not obviously seeing a 151. Um, yep. All right. Uh, so we got the right part of the country. Yeah, that's awful. Look, 7.4 kilometers off, 2,304 points. Which, then you look at the size of the whole country. Yeah, yeah, that does make sense. That being 7.4 kilometers off gives us a pretty large deduction. All right. Um, okay. So again, sort of typical deciduous forest appearance, European signage, right? It isn't a yellow diamond. Um, okay, this, hard to say if it's Protestant or Catholic, although with the emblem in the middle, I would say Catholic is likely. Um, right. Okay, so we have Bosbelin and Kirchen with two eyes. Again, like recognizable that this is a strange language. This is the Luxembourgish language. Bob Belin. Okay. Probably in the French name. Um, probably unlikely to find that. Okay. Yeah. So this, this sort of tile and nice looking house. You'd sort of suspect Western Europe. Maybe Germany. Maybe the Netherlands or something like that with that house. Um, okay. Then yeah. So the yellow signs. Um, that was something. Okay, and then yeah, let's go back there. Uh, and we have the sign bonanza. Look, we got everything, right? Oh, here, Kirkmillan, it looks like, is the place on the sign. Okay. Uh, so yeah, and what you find out is that the signs are again typically European in appearance. Like these are fairly internationally standardized. They look quite a bit like the French signs. Um, let's see. Achtung, Baustelle, Attention, Travaux. Again, French and German on signs. And I think this is basically the only place you're going to find bilingual French and German signs. That of course, you have French and German also in Alsace and Lorraine in France, but that typically French language policy is very French oriented. Um, okay, so here, yeah, so it was way up here. Yeah, we would have never found the. In fact, it looks like the village is not even plotted. Okay, although, yeah, there's Chapelle Babelin. That's the name of the village that we had. Okay. Um. Okay. Un point pour en cacher un autre. Um. Hmm. Yeah. Again, here the pattern appears to be that if we have one language, it's French and not German. Um. Which is odd since Luxembourgish is basically a form of German and not a French. But that historically was a characteristic of Belgium. Actually, was that they um, used to tend to have a preference for French over Dutch. Um, okay, or in this okay, so here we have Betzdorf and Rotsier, and I'm having trouble with my alarm on the phone. Okay, sorry about that. Um, let's see, Betzdorf and Roots. Oh, there's Betzdorf, and Betzdorf was 1 kilometer, so we are then quite close. 1 kilometer, we have it's to the west, so we're maybe over here. Oh, there's Église Saint Antoine, and there's a church right there. Um, I found that in Europe, often churches do not even have identifying signs, which, to an American is very odd looking. Um, right. We have, yeah, again, like very Catholic appearance. Okay, what's in that direction? Um, yeah, and again here, yellow signs. Okay, here, very French looking sign, even the same kind of typeface. Um, yeah. Oh, also, yeah, I should have realized that the railroad track, is visible, and then, yeah, so we've got, I probably could have 5K'd that one. um, right. And so we were 95 meters off, which gave us a whopping 50-point deduction. Very small map. Okay. Um, so we play our next round. Hmm. We have GeoFessr. We saw this sign before, and I think it was actually in Luxembourg City. I don't know if there's well, no, there isn't a national design because we saw other ones, right? So I think we're likely to be maybe on the outskirts of the city. Um, we have CAPEL and Itzegerste. Okay. Wait, there we saw before one of these signs that said yeah, it's hard to see here, but it says section something. Those may be very useful, if we actually had one that was easily legible. Although I didn't see anything plotted on the map about sections. Hmm. Okay. Rue Pierre Brandenburger. Um, okay, we have, yeah, so these little streets are unlikely to be found. Okay, here there might be something a bit larger. Yeah, so it looks like we're in a more substantial town. So again, Luxembourg City, there's basically two of those, there's Luxembourg City and Esch-sur-Alzette, which Esch-sur-Alzette is a composite, there's several municipalities, uh, without a single large one. Um, let's see, Raposo. Yeah, yeah. Again, like French-looking signage. Yeah. Here, this is not a French sign, but it says on a déviation. Um, uh, yeah. So yeah, right as it timed out, we saw the bus shelter sign, which might have. There was a map in there which might have given us a bit of a clue, but we did get the city right. Again here, 2.3 kilometers off and more than 1,000 point deduction. All right. Um, all right. So, yeah, then we can view the summary. And so, let's see. So I think I am going to do a third game, right. It's a small country, but we reserve the right to do that. I think I did for Andorra, actually, just, because it was nice to see all of those beautiful stone walls in Andorra, right? Andorra, best walls in the world. Let's see. We have, again, our daily challenge settings that I use for these things. Um, okay, this might be the river in Luxembourg City. Oh, Eschzauer. Um, we might be in Esch-sur-Alzette then. Um, right. There is another Esch in somewhere. Yeah, Esch sur, which maybe with the smaller size looks right. Hmm. Oh, that's interesting. Wait, that was Esch Zauer. Okay, yeah, that's got to be where we are. Uh, right. Um. Oh, quite beautiful. Okay, you can see here Ardennes and Eifel. That's right. That's what the German part of the Ardennes is called. Um. So here we have Eschdorf 36. Let's see, 36. Hmm. Yeah, I don't see a 36, which, yeah, there's a 31 here, 32. Okay, so maybe we are actually down here after all. Um, Eschdorf 316. Okay, Oh, no, no, this is the wrong part of the country. Let's look up there again. Uh, yeah, 316. Okay. So we are here after all. Um, right, we are, yeah, they're Edelbrook 19, Wiltz 12. Those are somewhat larger places. Again, confirming, yeah, Wiltz is there. Yeah, so I think this is right that we are in Esch-sur, or is it calls it Eschzauer there. Um, uh, that's different. Um, yeah, definitely not what you're normally thinking of with the statue in a roadside shrine like that. Um, okay, so looking at it, we have so the village is in a bend in the river here, north. Oh, there's the tunnel. Okay, so we have to be over here. Um, yeah, so a little bit to, yep. Okay, so we did get a 5K. Okay, that's at least one of those in this stream. Okay. Um, Lucas, let's see. So we're on an expressway, which, like or, a freeway. There's, different terms for these things in English. Um, right, okay, there's a village over there, which makes me think maybe I want to move in that direction to look for clues. Although it looks like there may be no exit for that place. Okay, we have A1. Okay, there's A1. Comes in here, around, and okay, it doesn't come out the other side of the city, it looks like. Okay, so, um, yeah, sort of, yeah, it's in the right direction to be the A1, maybe out here. Um, yeah, there's those bollards again. Um, hmm, yeah. So there was a village to the east. It looked like that segment of road, but okay, there's a sign over there. La vitesse tu just means speed kills. Ah, okay, there's the lion or whatever it was on that flag that I thought might be a regional flag or might be the Luxembourg flag. Again, I don't know what a Luxembourg flag looks like, but you'll also notice there that even an official sign was in French. Um, I think presumably, that people in Luxembourg are, there's going to be a very high percentage of foreigners on the road. Um, Also, as I remember, something like half of Luxembourg's population was actually born outside the country. And that it I know that this actually has led to a situation where there's an unusually large number of people who can't vote in Luxembourg because of it again being a small country in a free immigration area. Um, right, because it being an EU country, that anyone from from an EU country has well, maybe not anyone from any EU country, but a lot of people have residence rights in Luxembourg but are not citizens, and this has led to political problems. I know that there was a few years ago an attempt to make it easier for people to become citizens of Luxembourg, and it was voted down. Um, you know, that's an unfortunate problem. That you have that people, um, in a situation where there's a segment of the population that can't vote, that the voters will tend to vote not to admit new voters. Okay. That okay. So here, um, again, you know, uh, we have this kind of forest. Okay, their coverage ends. Okay, European signage, bollards. We're definitely not in North America. Um, again, uh, nothing north looking about this forest. That's classic deciduous temperate forest. Um, oh, I should mention, yeah, the yellow plates I think are those. Well, there's going to be a lot of foreign plates in a country this size. Um, yeah, that car's got a yellow plate too. Um, the Netherlands has yellow plates, so that. Okay, Tunnel Grooved Portail Sud. Grooved. Let's see. Yeah, I can't actually go down that way. That might be a map, but I don't think we're going to get anything useful. We have the high tension wires, which tend to. I haven't noticed a lot of there seems to be less variation in these sort of high voltage poles. Um, oh, there's another bourne. Okay, 134 or okay, so there's a good view of the bourne. So that um yeah, so as I said, they look sort of like the French bournes. They're kind of small. They have a yellow top and not a red one, which in France they and French bournes are usually old, like mostly you find um the French bournes resemble, their post-colonial bournes in places like Senegal and Cambodia that have the same appearance as the French bourne. Yeah, so CR 124, I think that's probably a road, and they yeah, so 124. Let's see, 124. Yeah, so here's 125. There's a self-explanatory pattern on the map. There's 124. Okay. Um, yeah. So, yep, 1.6 kilometers off and a deduction of 789 points. Okay. Um, so next round. Okay, so this is the next to the last round of the stream. Um, okay, hay bales. I've noticed in Europe you sometimes have hay bales with plastic wrap that are the ones with the hay bales with the plastic wrap are farther to the north, I think. Um, so this again indicates that we're not very far north. I think the plastic wrap has to do with that hay can in damp cold in damp, chilly northern European climates, I think can actually get moldy out in the field. Um, okay. Stand of identical conifers planted in straight lines. Um, okay, so reforestation project. Okay, we have corn. Okay, this again is a signal that when you see corn in Europe, you also know that you're not very far north. Um, you know, um, it's hard to tell with what the time of the year is, but I'd say that this is maybe not prime corn territory. It looks like it might be a little on the short side. Um, it's not central Illinois. Um, all right, so, but yeah, general appearance of everything, I'd say this again looks, like Belgium or France does, right? That have a few hills, have classic temperate deciduous forest. As I said, neither particularly north nor particularly south. Um, yeah, there's little trees, right? In a reforestation project. All right. Watermal. Hmm. Oh, that's interesting. That sign doesn't look right. Maybe we've walked out of the country. Um, Watermal Gouvi. Yeah, this. Yeah, I'm wondering if we've actually walked into Belgium, because that's. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Is that we and because of the Schengen Agreement, you can definitely walk across a lot of European borders without even noticing. Um, so again, that was a sign for Gouvy, which is in Belgium and not in Luxembourg. Oh, look at where we are. We're right near Babelin, right? That previous one, that previous round was right around here, right? And Babelin, remember, I think it was the place that had all the signs on the ground, right? Okay. So last round. Okay, so these signs are again very characteristic of Luxembourg. You should they the Belgian signs. I think Belgium does have yellow signs, but not quite like this. So we have E29 and 132. Um, yeah, there's 132. Um, we have Echternach 5, and let's see, Scheidgen and Kronsdorf. Hmm. Oh, that's interesting. Wait, does 132 end here? No, I don't think so. Does it? Uh, yeah. So maybe if we find E29, that might, because E29, remember, is a freeway. Yeah, that's up here. Um, there's 132. Oh, there's Konsdorf up there. So, right, 4. Echternach is 5. Yeah, so we're probably like this end of 132, right? Yeah, okay, so we're maybe very close to the E29. Can we actually see it? Um, Maybe not. Um, let's go over there and look at those signs we have. Uh, Geiershof. Yeah, there's Geiershof. In fact, there's maybe that this building complex is this right here. Um, yeah, more signs, Grevenmacher, Beerburg, Bech. Um, yeah, in fact, Luxembourg, 28 kilometers. um, Although we can't see the E29, which makes me think maybe we're not right there. Let's see what we have down Geierhof. Oh, yeah, this looks better down here. And I talked myself out of it. Okay. Oh, what was I thinking? Was E29? No, E29 is a divided highway there. I'm wondering why I didn't see it. Did I just not look in? Oh, that's interesting. There's a Mennonite church. I guess they do still have them in Europe. I mean, you usually think of Mennonites as living in North America, right? That. Hmm. All right. So I guess we can see our summary. And so here again, 15,826 points. Um, yeah. So as I said, I did actually manage to get a gold on this in the past, and I must have been within a kilometer or two every time if I did that. Um, all right. So let's see. Um, I did think about maybe trying to find the location before that had all the road signs, but I don't think it's really that worthwhile. The signs that we saw were pretty pan-European looking. It looked kind of like France. Um, so I guess that next we can do our next country, and then these are alphabetical order by domain name. So this Luxembourg is LU, LV is next, which is Latvia.